Let's move on to our first topic of the day. And our first main topic today gets submitted to us by Jordan, who writes, Kevin Feige has said that the Disney Plus shows are going to have an effect on the characters in them, and we'll see that effect in the films. Are they essentially excluding fans who haven't paid for Disney Plus and will only be watching the films? Is this fair or / unfair? And I totally get it's their right to do so if that's the case, as they are a business first and foremost, but it feels like they're taking advantage of the fans they've gained the trust of. All right, thanks a lot for the question, man. And yes, Jordan raises an interesting point here. Kevin Feige has pointed out that, hey, these Marvel shows that we're doing on Disney Plus, they aren't inconsequential. They are essential, tied-in parts of the MCU. There are things that are going to happen in these shows that have an impact on our characters, and the impact that it has on those characters will carry over into the movies. You're going to see what happens in the shows affect the movies. So Jordan raises the question, is there something fundamentally underhanded here then on the part of Marvel by doing that? Because what if you're a Marvel fan who's been supporting all the Marvel movies and you've been a big fan and you're part of the reason why they have all the success, but you're not interested in getting Disney Plus? Are they essentially putting the screws to you, saying, now if you want to stay up to date, you've got to subscribe to Disney Plus? Is that what they're doing? I'm going to suggest no. I don't think that's what they're doing. And there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, you can go in and watch Infinity War and Endgame without having watched all of the MCU films. You just can. They make their movies in such a way that you have a deeper appreciation for what's going on in certain scenes. But I know people who saw 2 or 3 MCU movies before watching Infinity War, and they were able to completely enjoy Infinity War and have a good time watching it. I know people who maybe saw next to nothing before watching Endgame. They maybe saw Iron Man, they maybe saw Guardians, but then they were able to watch it and fully get it anyway. Maybe they didn't get all the nuance as somebody who watched all the MCU films like you and I have, but they were able to get it. So I don't see any reason why Kevin Feige would adjust that philosophy for moving on. So I don't think, if you don't watch Winter Soldier and Falcon, which we'll talk about here in a bit, you'll probably miss out on some things, but I don't think it disqualifies you from being able to watch the next MCU movie and be totally lost. Because I didn't watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, I have no idea what's going on in this movie. They've never done things like that, and I don't think they're going to start now. The other thing I would suggest is this, is that if you've gone to see all the other MCU movies, every time you've gone to see an MCU movie, you've dropped down anywhere between $10 and $22 for one movie, one ticket. Is it really, if you really want to watch Marvel stuff, isn't it even cheaper for you to drop $5 or $7 to watch the entire series of, Hawkeye or Ms. Marvel or She-Hulk or WandaVision or Moon Knight or Falcon and Winter Soldier? Like, it just seems to me odd that we'd be worried about spending $7 to watch all of this stuff here. Whereas I have no problem dropping $21 for an AMC Prime ticket to go see one MCU film. So anyway, I think when you take all of that into consideration, I really don't see this being anything under... Now look, I raise my eyebrow to some of Disney's business practices. You guys know this. But I really don't see anything wrong or impeding here. Chris, you see this. Do you think this is going to be a problem for people moving forward, or do you think they're going to work around this okay?
No, I think this is totally fine. I'm so glad you brought up the Endgame Infinity War thing, because my friends have not seen all of the entire mythos of Marvel that's out there, and they were bawling in theaters, and it still affected them, and they had missed all these Marvel movies. This is the thing, guys. You don't have to tune in, but if you're a big Marvel fan, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you get this? And don't act like all 7 of us aren't sharing the same HBO account around the world, okay? We all know what we're going to do, and a lot of you are going to do this with Disney+. Not that I recommend that, Disney. Everyone should buy it. Everyone should get it. Please be nice to me still. I think you should get this. I think you should get this, and if you're a Marvel fan, tune in. And if you're going to think that this is unfair, it's a business, y'all. Where's Robert? It's show business, not show friends.
Not show business. Show business, not show friends.
Disney's not your friend. They are a company, and a really smart company at that. This is a great business model, and it does make it so you feel like you should be tuning into all these things. And I, for what I'm going to, I can't wait to get this service.
Aaron, I know, when you and I started working together and stuff like that, there was still a bunch of MCU films you hadn't seen yet and all that kind of stuff. So as somebody from that point of view, you've caught up on most of them now, but what do you think about this? Do you think this is an underhanded practice? Do you think this is going to be a real problem for some fans? Or do you think it's not going to be a problem at all? How do you see it?
Well, just to expand on what you said, John actually was like, I want you to work for me, but before you do, I have a checklist of movies that you have to watch. He was like, we gotta do some work here. Jordan, I hear what you're saying, but I agree with John and Chris. If you are such a big fan, you're gonna want Disney Plus. And also, why wouldn't you want new information about these characters introduced in the shows? Otherwise, why would you watch the shows? If we're not going to learn new and exciting things about these characters that are going to only enhance them and expand them and make them more rich and full and round, what's the purpose of even watching them? Similarly, I haven't gone back and read all of the comic books. I'm still able to enjoy the films when I watch them. Now, would I enjoy the films even more? Would I have a greater understanding of what motivates those characters? Of course I would if I read the comic books, but I haven't done that. So in the same way, I think that you're only going to get a fuller, richer, more robust version of the characters if you're getting all the information that you're seeing in the television shows. But again, like John said, these are all the reason why Marvel, what they do so well is they make it to where you will love it if you know everything and you will love it if you know nothing. Mm-hmm. That is an incredibly challenging task. And if they can be lauded for anything alone, I think it's that. So there's no reason why that wouldn't continue. They'll just take what we learn about Falcon and Winter Soldier in 10 episodes and be like, oh, and hey, by the way, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden there it is. They'll condense it into one line. You're not going to be missing out on anything. Don't worry. And also, get Disney Plus. We're all going to do it. Come on.
Question here, guys, is what do you think about that? Like, do you think maybe that there should be a distinction between the two? Although I don't know how you say that these shows are in the MCU, but make sure they in no way affect or connect to one another. You can't have your cake and eat it too there. But anyway, what do you guys think about that? Jump in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right.